Good evening, everyone. Happy Saturday. How's everybody's weekend going? How's everybody's Saturday going? How's everybody's off season going, folks? Shout out to the people in the chat. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. We're currently in the off season. There's been a lot of buzz surrounding the New York Yankees, right? A lot of rumors, a lot of clickbait, you name it. There's been quite a few things going on this week, and obviously you see the title there that says the $300 million question. So I'm gonna put a poll out there, and I'm gonna let you all answer that question. Let me know if you all think if the Yankees are going to be over or under $300 million. Let me know what you all think. Now, let me say what's up to the chat actually real quick. Let me just acknowledge the people in the chat real quick. What is up to Jake? What is going on? We got Petruzzi in the building. Jonathan's in the building. Bryce is in the building. Ken, good to see you. How are you? Who else we got? Oh yeah, we got Joseph Salvatore in the building. What's up? What's going on? Welcome everybody. Welcome. So yeah, do me a favor, go vote in the poll. Let me know what you all think, and and then we'll go from there. And make sure you all hitting that like, hit that subscribe if you're new. Greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel. So Brian Cashman addressed the media a couple of days ago, just concerning about the Yankees off-season plans, right? So he got a little bit, he was a little bit more detailed without giving out too much, because we know how much the Yankees and especially Brian Cashman likes to hold things to their chest. They don't want to give out too much information. So in terms of, going over, $300 million, right? Cashman didn't really say yes or no. He basically just said, I think it could go both ways, right? This is him. I'm quoting what he's saying. He's saying, I think it could go both ways. So it just depends on how things shake out and what opportunities present themselves. That's what, he had told reporters, which, a lot of fans right now tend to think that the Yankees are not going to go over 300 million. That Hal has been talking about wanting to stay under the $300 million threshold. But in all honesty, I know Hal Steinbrenner's been talking about staying under 300 million. Realistically, that's what he wants to do. But in all honesty, he hasn't, right? He's been over the $300 million threshold, and I think ultimately, he's going to be over it. All right, I think they're going to be over $300 million. I mean, especially if they're trying to compete, especially with all the holes that the Yankees are trying to fill, because the Yankees have a lot of work to do, right? They have so much work to do this offseason. And not one player is going to solve all of the Yankees' problems, right? Because we're seeing all over social media the Yankees should trade for Corey Seager, or they should trade for or they should sign Kyle Tucker, or no, instead they should sign Cody Bellinger. Now the new one, Michael Kay just came out suggesting that the Yankees should look into trading with the Padres for Fernando Tatis Jr. So, listen, all these names that I just mentioned, they're great options, right? They're good options, but not one of these guys is going to entirely solve the problem. They're going to contribute, right? They're going to contribute to the Yankees' solutions, right? They're going to contribute to the Yankees success, hopefully, right? Hopefully. But the thing is, once again, the Yankees have, it's going to take more than one player to help this team be successful. And one of the things that Cashman did acknowledge was that the Yankees certainly they need a lot of help in the pitching department. He did acknowledge the pitching. And no doubt, I mean, the Yankees are going to need a ton of help in pitching. There is no doubt about that. Okay, I mean, when the season starts, right, they're going to be without Clark Schmidt. They're going to be without Carlos Rodon. They're going to be without Garrett Cole. So, I mean, Cole and Rodon they'll be back in May, right? Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, both of those guys will be back in May. Clark Schmidt, who, by the way, re-signed with the New York Yankees, he signed for $4.5 million. He's going to miss a good majority of the season. So, perhaps he might come back in a bullpen role, depending on how the rotation is going to look like. So the rotation to me is a big question mark. And of course, the bullpen. What are the Yankees going to do with the bullpen, right? I got the list of players that have been tendered and non-tendered. The Yankees are certainly going to have a lot of work to do with the bullpen as well, because the pitching has been a problem, right? The pitching was a problem this season. Especially when you saw how they got eliminated in the ALDS against the Blue Jays. I mean, the starters. They couldn't pitch over 3 or 4 innings. That's a problem. And so, they need to figure out how these guys, the current guys in the rotation, need to improve, and, who they can go out and get to add to the rotation, because they need to add someone. And Imai has been a name that's been mentioned quite a bit. And I would love to see an Imai signing. I know, again, Cashman has made a mention of Imai, and that's one guy I would like to see, be signed by the Yankees. Now he's going to be scouted by several teams. A lot of teams are going to be looking into him. There's no doubt about that. But that's one guy that absolutely the Yankees need to look into. The Yankees need to get back into the Japanese market, because they have lost touch with the Japanese market. And right now, as far as the Japanese market goes, I mean, the Dodgers are running that and are owning that as of right now. So the Yankees need to get back into some sort of, in some way, they need to get back into the Japanese market and start looking into, some of these guys, and Imai is definitely one of them. Let me say what's up to a few folks that came in the chat real quick. Billo is in the building. What is up, man? Good to see you. We got Dave in the building. It's Over is in the building. What's up? I think that's it right there. And I see some of the comments coming through, and I appreciate it. Let me get to some of the comments. The 40 man is at 35. So yeah, no. So right now, the 40 man is at the 40 man roster is at 35 right now. Yep, there's no doubt about that. Jake is saying, I think if they get Tatis, they're going to go deep into the postseason. They almost have to try to do it. I mean, he would be a great addition to the lineup. The question is, do the Yankees want to take on that contract? That's the question, right? Ken says Trent Grisham's threshold for the cap is too low, especially for the rapidly rising cost of contracts. MLB should recalibrate the luxury tax levels. And that's probably going to happen in the next CBA meetings next year, which those CBA meetings expire on December 1st, 2026. So they're also going to be talking salary cap too, which I've talked about it, and I know a lot of folks have talked about it. There could be a lockout. It's Over says the Yankees team contact rate ranks 23rd in MLB, which could use some improvement. They need to, and this is the big part. This is where they need to improve big time with the bats. Yes, they were one of the top of offensive teams in the league, no doubt about it. I mean, the bats were not all bad, but as far as contact bats, I mean, there is a need for contact bats. My biggest issue with the Yankees and the offense, and you've all heard me say this a million times, I love the home run ball, I love the long ball, but the situational hitting has been atrocious at times. Runners in scoring position. They could have a couple of guys on base, right, with the bases loaded, nobody out, or there could be a guy on third with nobody out. And they're not able to get a run, or they're not able, or if they have the bases loaded, they're only able to score one run. So there needs to be more of a focus on contact. Absolutely. I mean, they have enough guys that can hit for home runs, but they need to add guys that can put the ball in play and that don't strike out as much. So that's going to be really important as well. So that is a must for sure with the bats, because we saw what the bats did in the postseason. Really, the bats in the postseason, the offense wasn't that great, really. Luckily, when they played the Boston Red Sox in the AL wild card, luckily the Red Sox offense wasn't that great either. The Yankees were able to capitalize, but then when they went up against the Blue Jays, it was just not a night and day difference, right? The Blue Jays offense was just that much more dominant, and the Yankees offense was a no-show, was an absolute no-show. So, adding a few contact bats is absolutely necessary. Ken is saying Michael K is not very smart. We need 3 bullpen arms and 1 starter. The offense was the best in MLB. They won the team slow. Right. And, this is what I was saying. They need bullpen arms. They need a starter. All right. There's no doubt about that. And like I was saying, the Yankees offense was the best. It's like I was saying, but there was just things with the offense that I wasn't I wasn't seeing. And again, that just came with hitting for contact, playing that small ball. The Yankees were not doing that. There was a lot of blown opportunities during the regular season. Now, granted, yeah, they still made the postseason. I was confident that they were going to make the postseason, but then, but when it comes to the postseason, small ball, man. I mean, the small things are going to matter. The small things are going to matter big time. I was saying that in the last live stream that I did. Those small things that you do in the postseason, they're all going to add up, and that's where the Yankees need to make their improvements. The offensive pitching, exactly. So, I mean, this is what I'm saying, that they need to get the right guys for the right deals to have a more successful roster, have a more successful season. Hopefully they could get back into the postseason, get further. Maybe we could see a World Series, maybe, right? But right now it's out of the question. Okamoto and Imai, I wouldn't mind that at all, man. I wouldn't mind that at all. I mean, Imai is a guy I want for sure. Okamoto, now I did read that the Yankees didn't exactly reach out about Okamoto, but they're probably going to. I mean, Cashman, like I said, he's doing his due diligence. He's reaching out to every to players' reps, just trying to get a feel for what their clients are looking for, what kind of money they're looking for. So he's playing the field right now. Just like every GM is, no doubt. Bryce says we need a left fielder, bullpen arms, a starter, and then trade one to Dominguez or Jones. Easy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, with this last part that you said, Bryce, with Jones or Dominguez being traded, it's funny because Cashman did acknowledge the fact that, they brought Grisham back. So that fills one hole. Now they need to address the other hole. They're talking Cody Bellinger, right? They said he made a mention of Kyle Tucker. I think realistically, he's going to try and do everything he can to sign, Cody Bellinger back. So I feel like he may have slipped up where he said, if we bring Bellinger back, then, your outfield is set, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's what he said. If that's the case, then what happens with Dominguez? What happens with Jones, right? You're not going to be able to keep both of these guys. And Jones is, at this point, he's Major League Baseball ready. And, Cashman did say that he is going to compete for a spot. He has been working out, and, he's gonna participate. He's going to be at spring training. And, he's going to definitely compete for a spot. Dominguez right now is playing winter ball, so he's getting some extra playing time, so which is good for him. But how do you if the outfield is going to be the same in 2026, then what happens with Jones and Dominguez? You're not going to be able to keep them both. I mean, one of these guys has got to go, right? So it's going to be. This could be one of these scenarios where one of these guys is included in the package where the Yankees could get back, a starter. Or they could get back, a bullpen arm. So there's possibilities there. Theo's in the building. What's up, Theo? What's going on? And Cecilia, what's up? What's going on? She says people are under the impression that their offense was good in the postseason. It was awful in the postseason. And I acknowledge that. It was terrible in the offseason, no doubt about it. Jake Boss is in the building. What's up? And It's Over says, we've got the Jays and the Giants both interested in Imai, and it's up to him where he wants to go. Buster Posey's all about winning. So he'll try to recruit him. Yeah, I mean, look, there's going to be several teams interested in Imai, but the Yankees absolutely need to, go after him. I think Imai's a must. Can the Yankees put up the most money when he's posted? They can. They're certainly capable. I think we can agree on that. They're certainly capable, but it's a matter of how much money they're willing to offer and how many years. So, if a team is willing to offer more money, more years, and it's more than what the Yankees are offering, that's where the player might go. But I think if I'm Imai, I would imagine he would want to. I would imagine he would want to play for a competitor. So, and the Yankees are certainly one of those competitors. The Blue Jays definitely are one of those competitors. The Giants, you could say, are competitors, but there's things that they need to improve on. What up, Acevedo? Acevedo's in the building. Unless it's Padres field, they have to. I don't see them trading Tatis. I mean, I don't see it either. Donovan Michaels, what's up, man? He says Tatis Jr. would be electric in New York City. Yeah, no doubt about it. That's a fact. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. Take the offense is a good regular season offense. They're not and like I said, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that they had a good offense, but there was still holes with the team in their offense. I acknowledged all of that. So, Ken says NFE the LDS, we had 3 starts where the Yankee starters didn't make it out of the 3rd inning, 18 out. Well, this was what I was talking about, right? I'm just catching up with the comments. So, 3 starts where the Yankees didn't make it out of the 3rd inning, that's unacceptable, right? So this is where, there's got to be some major improvements, with the Yankees pitching, with the rotation, right? And to get, and then to lose the final game, to get eliminated by the Blue Jays bullpen is unacceptable. This is where I was saying that the offense was great and all, but not so much in the postseason. And there was areas with that offense is that certainly needed improvement, because the offense was great. But there was still issues that needed to be addressed, and it was clear as day. Okay. And it wasn't. The Yankees offense or pitching was just pathetic. Cashman should retire. The man looks done. His contract is up after 2026. He might just step away from GM duties and continue as senior VP of the team. So, Dev Finch, what's up? How's it going? Why they need a left fielder? So if you have Bellinger in left, Grisham in center, Judge in right, who Jones and Dominguez, what happens to these guys? I'll ask that. Yanks had a good regular season offense, not a great playoff offense. Stats get inflated, feasting off subpar pitching, which we don't see in the playoffs. I mean, again, the playoffs is a different animal. Playoffs is a different animal. I don't know if you guys know, but apparently Dominguez is playing first in Winter League. Okay, I did not know that, but thanks for sharing. I had no idea. What's up, Daniel Berry? What's going on? What's up? Because they said they have another spot in left field, and Dominguez and Jones isn't that. Cashman said that's why we need a left fielder, right? So this is what I felt like he kind of slipped up, saying what he said. All right. Theo says the question is, will Trent Grisham coming back inhibit how many moves can be made? I don't think so. Again, Brian Cashman acknowledged the fact that the team, there's definitely a lot of work that needs to be done with this roster. There needs to be improvements that are made. I mean, he could have easily just came out and said, we're confident with who we have and what we got, and we're just going to run it back. But he didn't say that. So, I don't think it's gonna limit their moves, but we'll see what Hal Steinbrenner, how much money he wants to spend. He's gonna let Brian Cashman spend. It's all up to him, and we might get our answer on Monday. Shout out to the Ace Avenue. What up, man? Yankees are sitting at about 260 right now with arbitration and tenders. Yeah, and speaking of that, I'm gonna pull up real quick, I'm just going to pull up the list of players that are that were tendered and non-tendered. Now they did sign, like I mentioned earlier, they signed Clark Schmidt back for $4.5 million, and then Oswaldo Cabrera, they signed him back for $1.2 million. So I'm glad to see Cabrera. Sounds like he's going to be ready to go. I definitely miss seeing him. Him getting hurt in the middle of the season in 2025, it sucked, man. But anyway, here's the list of players that are that have been tendered and non-tendered, right? So tendered players, right? I don't think this list is a surprise, honestly. These are the guys that I expected to be tendered and non-tendered. So, your tendered players: Jazz Chisholm Jr., David Bednar, Camilo Duvall, Anthony Volpe, Jose Caballero, Luis Hill, Jake Bird, Fernando Cruz. Your non-tendered players: Mark Leiter Jr., Jake Cousins, Scott Efros, Ian Hamilton, Michael Arias. The non-tendered players is not a surprise. It's funny. I totally forgot about Michael Arias, but I knew, and I was pretty confident that guys like Mark Leiter Jr., Jake Cousins, Scott Efros, Ian Hamilton. I mean, you figured those guys were going to get non-tendered. I don't think that should come as a surprise to anybody. I mean, Mark Leiter Jr. unfortunately just didn't pan out the way we had hoped, and he didn't pan out the way the Yankees had hoped. Jake Cousins, obviously, he has Tommy John surgery. So I didn't see why the Yankees were going to bring him back. Scott Efros, I mean, the guy barely has played. I mean, I don't know how many innings he's pitched total for the Yankees. He's just been injured the whole time he's been with the Yankees. Ian Hamilton just didn't have it, right? It's as simple as that. He just didn't have it. It just wasn't, it just didn't pan out. And Michael Arias, I mean, where do you play him, right? But, the bullpen is going to be the big question, right? So, I mean, we know that Bednar's coming back, Duvall, these guys will be back. Jake Bird will be back. Fernando Cruz, these guys have all been tendered. So, the Yankees are going to, negotiate price with them. And they have up until I think January to make that happen. And there is an interest in bringing back Devin Williams. And, unless Devin Williams is definitely going to be seeked out by a lot of teams. But the only way I bring Devin Williams back, it's like I said in my YouTube short, I only bring him back in a setup role. That's the only way I bring him back. But if another team is offering him a closer role, no doubt he's gone. But, the Yankees need to make some improvements with the bullpen, because the bullpen was not. They had their moments, but there was a lot of not so great moments too with the bullpen. Let's get to more of the comments here. Who else we got in the building? Mo Money's in the building. What's up, Mo Money? Okamoto and Imai are both rep by Boris. Yeah, and Boris is representing these guys, so Boris is going to have his hands full this offseason, man. No doubt. But Cashman did. Obviously, Cashman stays in touch quite a bit with Boris, and especially when it comes to Cody Bellinger. So now with Imai, I think they should look into Okamoto. Hayden's in the building. What's up, Hayden? He says Yankees will be over 300 million payroll. It's going to happen. I think it's inevitable. And sell high on Jazz. I mean, I know the Yankees like Jazz Chisholm Jr. 2026 will be his final season. It'll be his final year on his contract with the Yankees. I don't see the Yankees giving him an extension. Honestly, I think he walks in free agency. Perhaps, maybe they do sell high on him and get some good quality pitching back. I think that's the only way I would trade Jazz, honestly. And they should trade for a guy like Brandon Donovan. I would love for the Yankees to get him. He's got a lot of versatility. Cashman has confirmed they are in on Tucker. Well, they've he reached out to his rep. He reached out to his agent about Kyle Tucker, and if it makes sense, right? If it makes sense, yeah, maybe they do go after Kyle Tucker. Maybe they do. Again, I don't know what kind of money Kyle Tucker is gonna command. I'm curious to see what his contract is gonna look like. Celia says, I feel like they almost have to go over 300, and I think it has to be a good amount over 300. Hal needs to go out of his comfort zone. Yeah, I mean, so that payroll, what is it going to be? 330? Is he going to have to go to 330? Probably. Especially with all the holes that they need to fill. Yeah, 330 million, maybe more. Billow says you move Wells, Dominguez, McMahon for pitching and bullpen help. Sign Murakami or Okamoto and Imai. Resign Bellinger for first base and left field. Move Rice, catcher full time. Well, moving Wells, they're not. Listen, they're not going to move on from Austin Wells. They're not going to. It sounds like they're going to stick with Wells at catcher. Dominguez and McMahon. I mean, there is a scenario where I could see the Yankees trading Dominguez. I really do. Dominguez could be a guy that gets traded. I mean, I hate to see it, but it's entirely possible. Ryan McMahon, the thing is, I don't see the Yankees trading him because they like his glove, and he's a great third baseman, great defensively. I know his bat stinks. I know his bat is not exactly the greatest. Maybe we see some improvement next year, but they do like his glove at third. I love his glove at third base. I mean, he was a big upgrade over there defensively at third. But if you could trade any of these guys to get some to get some bullpen help, to get some pitching back, sign me up. But out of these guys, I see Dominguez as the guy that possibly gets traded. I don't think they're going to go after Murakami, Okamoto, and Imai. Again, I already said it. Those are two guys I would love for the Yankees to go after. Re-sign Bellinger for first base. I think they're going to give that role to Ben Rice as of right now. I mean, unless something changes. But Cashman had said that the lane for Ben Rice right now is first base. Although I'd rather see him catch. I'm with you on that one, but as of right now, he's playing first base, according to Brian Cashman. Yeah, they need to get a right-handed catcher, no doubt. Donovan Michael says Grisham, Tatis Jr., Judge, Rice, Stanton, Jazz. Oh, is that your lineup? That'd be a pretty sweet lineup right there. Whew. I wouldn't mind Devin Williams for a 1 year deal. I just think 3 years is too much considering how consistent he was this year. So I think once he was taken out of the closer role, I think he felt a little bit more comfortable. If you look at his career, historically, he's had a great career. I mean, with the Yankees this season, for whatever reason, it just wasn't his year. I mean, God only knows why, but it just wasn't his year. He did struggle mightily. But I don't think he's going to look. I don't think he's going to accept a 1 year deal. Honestly, some team out there, and the Yankees included, they're going to give him a multi-year deal. I mean, 3 years, you could say it's too much, but he's going to look for 3 years or more, right? So he's going to try and secure a multi-year contract. I don't think he's going to settle for a 1 year contract. I don't see that happening. Cecilia tuning in from LA. What's up? Let's get in my Donovan and Quan. Judge needs someone to lead off that runs and scores. They absolutely need him. And Sko is in the building. What up, Sko? What's going on? Will Cashman make any moves this upcoming week? I don't know, man. You know what? I predict that Cashman is probably. I'll predict that in the next couple of weeks we might see a trade. I don't know for what or who. But I'll go ahead and make that prediction. I think there's going to be, I think a trade will go down before the winter meetings, right? The winter meetings is December 7th through the 10th. So I think if any big moves that the Yankees make, I think they make them at the winter meetings. CJ Abrams, ooh, I like him. What is it going to cost? Go after Murakami. They like his style. I don't want him to. I don't really want Murakami either, personally. I'm not. I'd rather them go after Okamoto. That's what I would want. Jonathan says he predicts a trade. Yeah, I think a trade's going to go down. Like I said, I think a trade goes down in the next couple of weeks. That's what I'm predicting. Again, I don't know, for who or what, but I think they'll. I have a feeling they'll probably get a bullpen a pitcher for their bullpen, because they certainly need help. And if they get Donovan, oh my God, I would love if they get Brandon Donovan. I know there's been a few Yankee content creators that have been talking about him. I think Donovan's that guy, really. I think Donovan's that guy. I mean, forget about Corey Seager, right? And I'm not taking anything away from Corey Seager. I like Corey Seager, but that contract is he's getting paid $32 million. Do the Yankees want to take that money? I don't know. Great player, but also he's been missing a lot of games. He's been getting hurt a lot. He has been injury prone, so that's a problem. And is this something that the Yankees want to deal with? Is his injuries? I personally, I don't. I mean, the Yankees have enough injuries on their team. I mean, there's enough complaints with the injuries. Especially remember when with DJ LeMahieu, who was constantly hurt, right? Yankees fans couldn't wait to get rid of him. It was and Giancarlo Stanton, who is productive. When he's on his game, he's productive, but he's also unfortunately injury prone too. And there's a lot of Yankees fans that are fed up with him. I'm not personally. I like Stanton, but I understand where fans are coming from. My worry is that Cashman's going to go dumpster dive and not do anything that would be a significant help. I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. They can do Donovan and JoJo Romero in a package. Oh, man, yeah, I don't know what that package will look like. Now, the Cardinals do need they need pitching, right? They absolutely need pitching. I would try to float Luis Hill in a package, potentially. I mean, maybe and some other guys to try and get Donovan and Romero, but it's gonna be an expensive trade. But if to get something good, you got to give up something good. You gotta sacrifice. just the way it goes in these trades. John the Beagle Dead is in the building. What's up, John? What's going on? Appreciate everybody being here. I know I've been live for almost 40 minutes, so make sure you all hit the like, hit that subscribe, share this channel out. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I just wanted to go live and just talk about some of the stuff that Cashman said, the players that have been tendered, non-tendered. Just basically talking about how the Yankees they have a lot of work to do this offseason. I mean, there's no doubt. Daniel Pena, what's up, man? How's it going, dude? What's going on? Good to see you. Shout out to you. John the Beagle's dad says, I got flagged on X, so I'll have to share you to Facebook. I think that I was sharing too many streams and clicking on too many things. I don't know. I have no idea, dude. I can't answer that question for you, but I don't know what you did to get flagged. But yeah. So, but look, right now we're gonna go back into a little bit of a quiet time now, right? Obviously these next couple of weeks are gonna be pretty dead. There's no doubt about that, right? So your next biggest dates are gonna be December 7th, December 6th or the 10th. Let me check the dates real quick for the winter meetings. Just pulling it up here. Oh yeah, December 7th through the 10th. So those are going to be your next major dates. So we'll be December 7th through the 10th for the winter meetings, which is going to be in Orlando. So expect there to be a lot of activity. December 7th, right? Just to give you all on some information on what's happening. Says Hall of Fame and Contemporary Baseball Era Players Committee vote results will be announced. December 8th through the 10th, main winter meetings with various activities and networking, opportunities for industry professionals. December 9th will be the MLB Draft Lottery. December 10th will be the Rule 5 Draft, which, several Yankees prospects are exposed to that. The big ones are guys like Lalane and Brock Selvage. Those are the two big names that stick out to me. And then December, yeah. So those are the big dates. That's gonna be your next major event here in the off season. Celia says, here's my thing. I don't think Cash is spending money like he should be. The Blue Jays are well under $300 million and have put together a good team. Don't know why Cashman can't do what the Blue Jays did. Well, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but the Yankees try to. I mean, here's the thing. Realistically, the Yankees try to go out and get the best players. You would think, but these guys are going to be expensive. But the thing is though, Celia, they still. Blue Jays killed it this year. There's no doubt about that. But they what happened was they made a lot of adjustments. They made improvements during the middle of the season. There were they started out rough, but then they started making their adjustments. So there was a lot of guys that hit for contact. But at the end of the day, they lost in the World Series to a Dodgers team that spends a lot of money and defers a lot of money. So, sometimes, yes, you may not necessarily need to be over 300 million to compete, but also, sometimes teams like the Dodgers, though, would they have been able to win the World Series, right? Would they have been able to have a good season if they were under 300 million? I don't know. Well, it's 45-day window. Yeah, TJ Rumfield, that's another guy. I don't know if any teams will pick up Rumfield, but Lalane and Selvage, those are two guys. There'll probably be several trades. And Jason from 161 River Ave, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? What's up? How's life? There's more intriguing trade options and signing options. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I think the Yankees need to be a little bit more active in the trade market. I do agree with that. The free agent market. I mean, it's not really, the big names is definitely going to be Bellinger and Kyle Tucker, right? Those are going to be your two big names. But I think they do need to be a little bit more active in the trade market, and they got the pieces to make it happen. Cecilia says 57 people in here and only 29 likes. Hit the like button, people. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's get those likes up. Let's see how many people we got watching. So yeah, 68 people on YouTube. Let's get those likes up, people. Let's give your boy some love. The likes really does help out with the live streams, and helps out with the channel. So I would appreciate it. Going broke at Costco. Cool. Hey, can you pick me up a few things from Costco too there, Jason? Just kidding, bro. Just kidding. But yeah, it's easy to go broke at Costco, no doubt. Lalani, I would protect her trade. I mean, that's one guy I would. I mean, if the Yankees aren't gonna retain him, right? I mean, that's a guy I would definitely try to include in a trade package to get something good back, for sure. Steve Dave, what's up? How's it going? Shout out to you. Thanks for joining. Brandon Donovan or Stephen Kwan would plug in perfectly in the lineup. I want Brandon Donovan, man. I mean, I know some fans have talked about Stephen Kwan, but I want Brandon Donovan. That's who I want. I mean, that's he's a utility guy. Can play the infield, can play the outfield. I would love to see that. And he's a perfect leadoff guy, which the Yankees definitely need, because I don't want to run it back with Trent Grisham. I really don't. I don't want to run it back with Trent Grisham. Celia says, are the Padres even making Tatis available? Don't see how there's a world where the Padres didn't say they were making him available. It was just Michael Kay saying that, if Scott Boras is going to demand a lot of money from, for Cody Bellinger, if the Yankees are not going to want to spend big on Kyle Tucker, then a guy like Tatis would make sense. So you could plug him in the outfield, and his contract right now, he's what he's getting paid every year is 20. It's about 24, a little over $24 million is getting paid per year. So what he's saying, I think he was trying to say that it would be a lot cheaper to trade for Tatis, but cheaper in terms of money, but as far as the trade package goes, it would be an expensive trade package. But no, I never heard the Padres say that Tatis is available. It's just Michael Kay suggesting that the Yankees should look into him. Trade for Lindor? Nah. That's a hard no for me, man. Respectfully. Bill O says 50 likes and he'll do a shot. Oh, Bill. Yankees need a big bat to protect Aaron Judge and hit third or fourth. Belly showed in the postseason he can't hit. He can't. Yeah. I mean, Bellinger, listen, I know a lot of folks said that he didn't perform in the postseason. I know folks were saying that Trent Grisham didn't play well in the postseason, but, nobody in the Yankees lineup played well. Let's just keep it real. Nobody in the Yankees lineup performed at all except for Aaron Judge, really. The one guy who historically never played well in the postseason, or hardly played well in the postseason, freaking surprised us all. He stepped up. The rest of the lineup didn't. So sign me up if the Yankees trade for somehow trade for Tatis and Estrada. That would be an expensive package. Yanks got to go off for all these Japanese players, especially Imai and Okamoto. Like I said, sign me up for Imai, sign me up for Okamoto. I want both of those guys, man. Sign me up. Cecilia believes Dodgers can win with less than $300 million. Got a master class of management. Doc is our manager and players that perform in clutch moments. And that's the thing. So some of the guys that don't necessarily perform during the regular season come through in the clutch, and the one guy that always comes through in the clutch for whatever reason, that guy is always Kike Hernandez. With Grisham back, I don't see Bellinger and Dominguez next year. One is gone. Yeah, I mean, I think that's inevitable. I think that's inevitable. Well, owned by Guggenheim, so money is just an object for them, and no ownership in baseball comes close to Guggenheim. No, not nowhere near. Yeah. What's up, John K? Jorge Leon says steal Alonso just like they stole Soto. Like I said, they're not going to go after Pete Alonso. I think Pete Alonso and the Mets are they're gonna work something out. I really do. I can't see a world where Alonso plays for another team. Personally, I think he's back with the Mets. That's what I think. Reds have a AAA shortstop, Edwin Arroyo, who they had to protect from Rule 5, and they have De La Cruz. I would try him out as he is blocked over there. Yeah. Oh, right now, I hate to say it, but the Yankees, they got Volpe, they got Caballero. They apparently, I guess they still believe in Volpe. I personally don't. I mean, I'm not going to bash Volpe or anything, but I've seen what I needed to see from Volpe. I don't think he's the guy. I really don't. And, this is where a lot of people are just like, they need to go trade for Corey Seager, but I tend to disagree. I don't think the Yankees are going to want to take on that contract, and the guy gets hurt a lot. I mean, no doubt he's a better player than Volpe. There's no doubt in my mind, but the time to get Corey Seager was 3 years ago when he was a free agent. I wanted the Yankees to go after or to sign Corey Seager. I wanted him to sign Corey Seager, but the time was now. I mean, right now to trade for him, pass. Yeah, Jonathan, I would move on from Volpe too, but he's going to be on the roster ultimately. Just make Donovan shortstop and move him to second base if Jazz walks. Yeah, like I said, I think Jazz would have been. Jazz is going to be a free agent. I like if I had to predict it right now, and I know we're way too early, but I don't see a world where I'm predicting by saying that I don't see a world where the Yankees offer Jazz a contract or an extension for that matter. I mean, Yankees don't really do extensions. I think they should stop with the extensions because the extensions have been bad luck. They offered it to the wrong guys, unfortunately. If George was alive, Volpe would have been gone already. Yeah, maybe. I mean, George wanted to get he wanted to get rid of some star players when he was alive. Just throwing it out there. To me, we should have gotten Seager when he was a free agent. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have loved Corey Seager back then. I'd have loved Corey Seager back then, but there's to me right now there's really no point in trading for him. They need to explore elsewhere. Rich Squires, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Says I would trade, bring back Andujar, sign Bregman, and defer some of his salary and trade Jazz for whatever we can get for him. Yeah, I appreciate the thought, but Andujar, I think that ship has sailed. I don't think the Yankees and Andujar will ever reunite again. I don't think that'll happen. Bregman is out of the question because they got Ryan McMahon. So Bregman, I think, I don't know. I think I think he could go back to the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox, they should try and figure figure out what they want to how to bring him back. But as of right now, I mean, McMahon's the third baseman, and I don't think the Yankees are going to move on from Ryan McMahon. I mean, he's under contract for, I think, for another couple of years. I mean, and it's like I was saying earlier, as far as trading Jazz, if you could trade Jazz and get his replacement, by all means, make it happen. Get something of value back, you know. So, you know, I'm not going to just trade Jazz just to trade Jazz. Jazz was, yeah, he was a 30-30 guy. Seems like shortstop can't stay healthy. I'd say players in general. There's a lot of players out there that that just suffer from the injury bug. Would you take a chance on Fairbanks as a Devin replacement? I like Pete Fairbanks, but there's been several people, and I don't know if this is true, but there's been several people saying that he can't pitch in the cold. So if that could be a problem when the Yankees play in the postseason. So is that something that I would want? I like Fairbanks. I don't get what happened to McMahon's bat. He was serviceable before this year, batting at least 240 in previous years. Yeah, he hit he might have hit a slump. He might have hit a bump in the road. You know, assuming that James Rowson is still the hitting coach for the New York Yankees. You know, hopefully he can get some work in with Ryan McMahon this during the off season, and then improve his bat, because you know Rowson does a good job with he did a good job with the Yankees bats. So yeah, I mean Ohtani, right? He just came back from TJS. Aaron Judge, you know, early on in his career, before he signed his big contract after the 2022 season. I mean, he was injury prone too. You know, he was getting a lot of injuries, particularly with his legs and hips. But over the last couple of years, though, you know, his injuries he's been able to play in more games, not miss a lot of games. So yeah, early on in his career, though, yeah, he was getting hurt big time. You know, it worried me. It really did. So, but listen, all in all, you know, Cashman acknowledged the fact that there's a lot of work to do this offseason, right? He didn't say whether, you know, if the team is going to be over 300 million or under 300 million. He pretty much just said that he's going to see what's available, the different price points. You know, if there's players that come on the cheap, that he's going to try and, you know, sign these guys if they're good, of course, right? He's not going to just sign any player that comes cheap, but he wants to make sure that they're productive, right? Based on his, his comments. But he's willing to spend money on an expensive player as long as there's a fit, as long as there's a need, it makes sense. All right. And, Cashman did acknowledge the fact that the team needed improvement. He especially was talking about the pitching. So the pitching is the big question mark. But it all boils down to Hal Steinbrenner. I mean, according to Cashman, Steinbrenner didn't say how much he's willing to let Cashman spend. Only time will tell. So, you know, we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough how much the Yankees are going to be able to how much money Cashman is going to be able to spend. And when he spent in, you know, we know he likes to spend money. As long as he spends money in the right places, that's the important part. And, you know, Hal Steinbrenner is going to address the media. So, you know, I'm sure that's going to be one of the big questions is, are you planning on going over 300 million? How much money are you willing to spend? I don't know if he's going to give a straight answer, but, you know, I'm curious to see what he's going to say. I'm actually looking forward to what he has to say, because I know Yankees fans have been dying for this guy to come out and speak and address the fans, address the media, because he's a guy that doesn't make a lot of appearances. So he's going to make his appearance on Monday. Like I said, I'm curious to see what he has to say. I like to see Hal on Monday say he wants to spend over 300. Yeah, I have a feeling he's not gonna say I want to spend over 300. I think he might give a little bit of a generic answer, honestly. Can you guess how long it takes the Yankees to win a World Series? Maybe 6 years. I wish I knew. Hopefully sooner rather than later. To Tucker, even though he said he wants to bring Cody. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's gonna play the field. Sports Memes Channel, what's up? Can they get Schwarber, you think? Well, they could get Schwarber, but where does he fit on the roster? I mean, I like Schwarber. They could get him, but where do you play him? Steve Dave says, problem is this team of bad pitching hitters runs, which is why in the postseason. Yeah. So, I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying, like, with the bats, they need to make improvements against the good pitchers, right? They've had their moments, but again, there needs to be an improvement. There probably is going to be a lockout there, Jonathan. I think that's inevitable. If we didn't have Stanton, I would go all in for Schwarber. I mean, I would not argue one for 1 minute if they had Kyle Schwarber, but where do you put him? Where do you play him? That's what I want to know. But Schwarber, to me, I like Kyle Schwarber, but I just don't think he makes sense for the team. Oh my God, Damian Serrato, bro, my guy, where you been? It's great to see you, man. Great to see you. I'm no joke. I've been wondering where you've been. Hopefully everything is all right. Hopefully everything is good. I wanted to reach out, man. I really did. I just wasn't sure, if everything is all right. Everything's good. Everything good with you though, bro? Everything all right? I hope you're doing well, bro. I really mean it. And that would be an amazing designated hitter. Yeah, the Marlins. Yeah, the Marlins, I mean, they give me 1 second. Hold on, folks. I got a call. All right, sorry about that, folks. I had to take that call. I do apologize. So I'm back though. I do have to wrap it up though. So we'll talk more. We'll talk more. But let me get to a few more comments. So like I was saying, Marlins are going to pay $10 million of Stanton's contract. He's got 26, 27, 28 as a club option. I think the Yankees will. Not exercise his club option for 28. It's a $10 million buyout. Yeah, let's see what the Rays do, man. I'm glad all is well. Dude. I'll reach out to you, dude. I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up there, Damian. What kind of numbers will the Yankees starting offer be to Tucker in years, especially will Boris in the Waters? Well, Tucker's agent is not Boris, luckily. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Tucker's AAV is over 40 million. I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, I think he's more deserving of 35 to 38, but that's just me. Yeah, I'll hit you up, dude. I'll hit you up. But I think the Yankees ultimately they're going to go after Cody Bellinger. I would love that, but he ain't going nowhere. What was it, Ramirez? Yeah. But anyway, folks, I do have to let you all go. I appreciate everybody being here. You guys and gals are the best. You all are amazing. Thank you all for hanging out on this Saturday evening. I will for sure go live again. All right, just be on the lookout. Okay, I'll definitely go live again. And I can't wait for the winter meetings. That's when I'm going to be really live and just talking with all of you. But folks in the chat, have a great night. Okay, if I don't see you before Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe. Okay. Thank you all very much. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everybody you know. All right. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you all later. As always, let's go Yankees.